We can definitely go into that big that 1 p.m. matchup. My Ravens Chiefs game. I actually watched it at work. Yeah. It worked out because it was slow. I was just had it on my phone. Was watching it as much as I could. Again, Pat Mahomes is a bad man. It's a real bad man.
For real, bro.
As good as they played, as good as he played, the numbers they put up, the Ravens only lost by what, 5? And
one possession.
And
came down to that third down on that screen. That was rough.
It's those, and then it's also we went for 2 points like 4 times.
Yeah.
There's one where I
didn't understand
got a field goal. Harbaugh doubled down on it. I respect where he's just like, we know how Mahomes is, so we were trying to keep pace with him. And but my thing is the issue was on that last one that they went for. If they kick the extra point, then it's a 1 field goal for a tie.
Yeah.
If a team knows it's 1 field goal for a tie, everything gets a lot more intense. Right. Also, a big thing in that game, which it wasn't an issue until this week, was penalties for the Ravens.
Yeah.
This worries me because of last year that was an issue. Like, that's been an issue. It was just us beating ourselves, just shooting ourselves in the foot, penalties over and over again. We cleaned it up last year when Lamar came in, for sure. But it was a lot of roughing the passer. And it wasn't like any malicious shit, like no dirty shit, but it was like some really questionable ones. You know what I mean? Like, there was a couple where I was like, come on, you got to know better. But there was a couple that were super questionable. And so penalties played a big part, especially to start out the game. Like, they dug themselves into the hole because they bailed Pat Mahomes out multiple times. So when you do that, when your defense gets a stop, so you start out stopping him.
Because they definitely had a few. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off, but they definitely had a couple of interceptions that got overturned because of dumb defensive plays.
But also, you're giving them that momentum. So if you're getting a stop and they're just like, shit, that's the hardest defense we played so far, and then you're just bailing them out each time, then they got rolling. And that's when you're playing catch up all second half. And I will say, all the bandwagon fans are going to jump off, and that's cool. There was still a lot of positives to take out. Lamar's deep ball, he looked a little rattled. It wasn't on point. He did overthrow Hollywood a couple of times. Obviously, he had some prayers that got answered, which was fire, but you saw the dual threat nature for sure, because when his passes weren't on and they needed to score, it was him and Mark Ingram. And that last touchdown run he had was some real Madden shit right there.
Nah, that reminded me of his high school joint that he
word.
But it was, like I said, there's a lot to build on. Got carved up. I mean, it's Pat Mahomes, but still, like, just blown coverages, and I feel like you're really seeing missing Tavon and missing Jimmy. You're really seeing those effects right now. But a team like the Chiefs is going to expose that. So the fact that we were in Arrowhead, we had hella penalties.
Yeah. It wasn't the cleanest game on y'all end.
No.
Especially on the defense.
Yeah, and we only lost by 5. I'm not mad at it. Especially when it was like things that could be cleaned up. You know what I mean? Like, you've already seen that Lamar has the touch, he has the accuracy. Those things that can be cleaned up. I'm not mad. Obviously, I wanted to win. I was upset. I was at the end of the game was stressful. But no, like, it was dope. And it was an entertaining as hell game. Like, it was dope.
Definitely was entertaining as hell, because anytime Pat is throwing the ball, man, he is just, bro, I've never seen anybody throw a ball like Patrick Mahomes. I say that to this day. Like, he really is so accurate on the deep ball. Like, yeah, right. And I'm not even gonna shit on anybody's defense, but like, the Ravens defense is pretty damn good.
Yeah, and the fact that secondary. Their pass rush wasn't there that game, but the secondary is valid.
Right. And for him to really pull up like that and do what he did against the Ravens secondary, it's impressive. That's very impressive. So salute to Mahomes. The Ravens definitely have work to do, but I think the Ravens will be all right against most other AFC teams, because the Chiefs are just, in my opinion, they're the team to beat right now. But right after them, it's probably right after them is probably New England. It's probably gonna be them too, and then we'll see.
I feel better about our chances against New England, to be honest.
Do y'all play New England this year?
Yeah, bro.
I do.
We yes, we do.
It's New England's first actual game of the season.
All right. So are we moving over to New York?
Yeah, let's talk about the Jets first. I'm gonna save the best for last.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, only one of our teams won.
Oh boy. I mean, if you want to talk about the whole game, I mean, going into the Jets game, you knew they weren't going to lose. You just kind of like, all right, we'll see if something can happen. I mean,
whenever you guys play the pass, they usually
we
play
always cover, and we always cover. That's a good thing. But it is what it is. You're missing 8 starters. The offensive line literally went a whole preseason without playing together. You're on your third string quarterback. What else can you do? The amount of Jet fans on Twitter though that are like, oh, it's all Adam Gase's fault. Oh, it's all Greg Williams' fault. I mean, you can only do so much with the talent you have. Yes, you would like to see a little bit more from the offense, like at least score a touchdown. But did you really expect to be that competitive in New England with your third string quarterback? Like, I don't understand what people want. I will say though, it's an interesting stat. The Jets defense has now outscored the Jets offense on the season. No, and it's crazy. And the special teams almost has scored as many touchdowns as the Jets offense this season, because the Jets had a special teams touchdown as well yesterday. But
Jamal Adams pick 6. Yep.
Jamal Adams pick 6. Let's go, Prez. But it's just, you can't win like that. You can't win when your defense is outscoring your offense. But I mean, hey,
especially when your defense isn't a complete defense because it doesn't have a secondary.
Exactly. No secondary, no middle linebacker, no nose tackle. I mean, and this is not to say the Jets linebacking core is terrible. I mean, they've actually stepped up. Blake Cashman, the rookie, playing pretty well. Neville Hewitt's been pretty good. Jordan Jenkins,
but they're not CJ Mosley.
They're not CJ Mosley. And granted, we're missing not only CJ Mosley but Avery Williamson, who was supposed to be the second best linebacker on the team, but he went down in the preseason for the season.
Yep.
But I mean, hey,
very tough loss.
At the beginning of the year, when I saw the schedule, and I was like, dang, week 4 bye. Like, early buys are terrible in my opinion. But I mean, now I'm really thankful for a week 4 bye. Everybody gets healthy. Another week where Sam Darnold can rest up.
Pray for his spleen, boy. Make sure that shit's back to normal size.
Well, they're saying testing is going well, and they expect him back by 5. So I mean, hey, that's all you can do is hope, and we'll see from there.
Is this year a wash?
I don't think this year was supposed to, like, I don't know why people kept saying, oh, everybody was vaunting the Jets as a great team. I'm like, anybody with realistic, expectations knew that the Jets were very, very top heavy, meaning they only had talent on their starting and everything else was a wash. This season, it's pretty much a wash at this point, because you might, by the time you get Darnold back, you might be 0-4. And if he doesn't go week 5, you'll be like 0-6. But you just want to see just competitive and see that they're going in the right direction. Like, if Darnold comes back and everybody gets healthy, and let's say you finish the season 7-9, that's a win. Like, right. And if the offense looks like it's coherent and the defense is 7-9, that's a win. But in terms of like people saying like, oh, we were supposed to be a big playoff team, is like, no, it was going to be a reach to begin with. Mm-hmm. But you can always learn from a season. But we'll see. If the offense still looks anemic once Darnold gets back and once our tight end gets back, well, then maybe it's not the right place for Gase. But
yeah, he came from the Dolphins, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that. Shit, they should have just hired Flores, who is the Dolphins coach now.
That probably would have made more sense. I mean, he was the Patriots linebackers coach last year.
Yeah, they probably just didn't want to have 2 black head coaches.
And Jets would never hire somebody from the Patriot staff.
Shit, maybe they need to.
They need to.
But they will hire somebody from the Dolphins. That don't make no sense either.
I think they're only going not off based what he did with the Dolphins, but because he was with Peyton when Peyton was having his his beast season in Denver. And I think he also worked with him when he was in Indianapolis as well. So he's really just going based off of like what Peyton has kind of done, as opposed to like what he's done. Like his quarterbacks have been like Ryan Tannehill and Ryan Fitzpatrick. So it's not like he has anything to write home about. And that's it for the Jets. I'm done with them. Let's go to the other New York team.
Well, shall we take it away, Moss?
So I remember last week when I was trying to tell y'all we needed something new We needed somebody to energize the franchise, somebody that, is just a good look.
Why are you whispering in my ear right now? Like you're trying to seduce me?
Because I gotta tell y'all how it is. I really tried to tell y'all last week that, the future of the franchise needed to just come in and do his thing. And he did. Daniel Dimes.
But at what cost?
What?
Listen.
What was the cost?
Saquon.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Saquon is going to get hurt regardless. Ain't nobody.
I'm about to say. I'll put it like this. If Saquon got hurt with Eli out there, we would have probably lost that game. It probably would have been 3-and-out after we were down by 18 points. But nah, we were down 18 after Mike Evans killed us in the first half, and we battled back. So see, this is my main problem.
Saquon can see that set out the rest of the season, to be honest.
No, that's not really how I feel. What I'm saying is that the defense is so terrible. Like, our defense is really bad, and that's why we're gonna lose games. We're gonna lose a lot of games, and Daniel Jones might put in work, but we're still gonna lose a lot of games. That's why last week when I said that my pick was contingent, I said we're gonna lose either way. But Giants bias aside, this was a game we shouldn't have won.
I picked y'all.
Listen, I picked us to lose, and to be honest, we should have lost. We really should have lost.
Right.
Because we won on a kicker missing a 34-yard field goal. And if you're in the NFL, that's just a kick that you have to hit. You have to hit that. But at the end of the day, we won, and Daniel Jones is now the savior for the New York Giants. And rightfully so, because he brought an element of offense that we just haven't seen as Giants fans, because Eli Manning, he's a pocket quarterback. And like Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, and many of the other quarterbacks that we've seen in our time, they sit in the pocket and they throw. And, that's just kind of how the way that the league was. But the league is different now, where you need somebody that can run and be mobile and step up in the pocket and
make something out of nothing when you need it most.
Exactly. And when the world needed him most, he showed up. He didn't disappear. And that's facts. Danny Dimes is, he's our quarterback at the end of the day. And as a Giants fan, I will admit that I wasn't happy. I said we needed to get Haskins. I said we need to get Dwayne Haskins because that's the dude who I wanted. That's the dude who we all wanted, because we thought he was going to be better. We've seen more tape on him than Daniel Jones, who he didn't really know coming out of Duke. But, Dave Gettleman saw something in this dude that none of us saw. And he came out and he did his thing. He showed everybody why he needs to be the quarterback. And Eli Manning's days are done in New York. They've been done. Once they announced Daniel Jones as a starter, and I'm happy that they did it now. It's a perfect time to do it, because now they go into Washington next week, and Washington is a pretty bad team.
Mm-hmm. Get some momentum.
Yeah.
Well, at least get Daniel some momentum, because, like you said, that defense is non-existent. It's like...
Yeah. I think that the game could get a lot of ratings if the Redskins bench Case Keenum, because you know who their backup quarterback is, right?
Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, because Case Keenum is not cutting it for them. That's probably the one game that we missed out on, this Monday night game, because Lord Jesus, he looked terrible. He looked bad. Mm-hmm. Case Keenum made the Bears defense look great tonight.
Wait, but the Bears defense is great.
The Bears have a really good defense, but he made them look like an all-time defense today.
Well, yeah, but Case Keenum was making it easy for them.
I don't know. I think it comes easy to Khalil Mack, though. Did you see the stat, though, that said that
Khalil Mack not getting all them picks, though?
Yeah, I was about to say, there's the stat that said they've intercepted the ball more times than they've given up passing touchdowns. I think they got 31 interceptions and have only given up 26 passing touchdowns since 2018. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's insane.
I need that type of secondary.
Don't we all?
That's really a no-fly zone. But anyhow, going back to Daniel, yeah, man, he's nice, and he's the best quarterback in New York. Justin,
dude has one good game against a subpar team, and now he's the best quarterback in New York. This is a travesty. This is crazy. You know what? This is the Knicks fan in you coming out. This is Knicks fan, because I guarantee you, if the first Knicks game that the Knicks play this season and RJ Barrett go for 25 and 12, niggas gonna be like, oh, yep, RJ Barrett, rookie of the year. He probably gonna be MVP this year too. I guarantee it. Watch.
MVP?
Then he's gonna
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
he's
I
gonna
bet.
then he's gonna have a whole week and a half span where he's not even hitting 18 points, and they're gonna be like, "Well, I mean, of course, he's a rookie." So I guarantee you, if Daniel Jones does not come to play, if he doesn't put up exactly what he did this week, next week, watch. It's gonna be a
Not
little
gonna lie.
bit. The smoke is
why-
not gonna be as thick.
Why'd you
Not
get so
gonna lie.
defensive there, JT?
Because he knows Sam Darnold's not better than Daniel Jones.
This is oh my god.
That's why.
I can't even say the nigga because he's white.
Yeah,
but
you can't.
I was like, did you not see
You
what
can't.
Sam Darnold was doing in the last 4 weeks of the season last year? Highest QBR of any quarterback. Highest QBR of any quarterback.
He's decent.
No. Until Daniel Jones can give me a whole month of him having the best QBR of any quarterback in the league his rookie year, I don't want to hear it. No, don't to me. Don't to me bad.
Where this you talking about the same quarterback that got benched by what's his face? The dude that used to be on the Browns. What's his name? The backup quarterback
benched?
that be around the league.
You're not talking about Josh McCown.
Oh yeah. So you talking about the same quarterback that got benched by Josh McCown?
What are you talking about? He was hurt. He had an ankle injury. That's the only reason why he didn't play. See, look at this. See, you see what they do, John? You see what they do? The narratives, the wicked webs you guys try and weave. Crazy. My man's got a high ankle sprain against the Dolphins, played the rest of the game, and was like, nah, I can't.
All I'm saying is you can never judge a quarterback just off of 1 year. And that goes for all of them.
1 year.
Oh, no.
These guys are proclaiming Daniel Jones the savior of New York after one game. One game.
All right. Let me bring myself back to reality though. He looked good, but he's gonna make rookie mistakes. He's gonna have I think he really got to work on his ball security because I think he might be a fumbleina for real. Every time
you start feeling confident about running now.
Yeah, but I mean, he got legs, so he can use them. Hopefully, he just learned how to slide.
Well, that's what you need. I mean, that's what Pat Shurmur's offense needs. A guy that can actually
extend plays.
You saw it on that 4th down and 5. He ran through the middle, and it's funny because I don't know if you guys saw the screenshot from the Browns game on that.
Baker
4th down, where Baker literally the same exact scenario came up where the middle of the field opened up for him, and Baker didn't run, but Daniel Jones did.
Yep. Giants run the read options. I haven't ever seen that.
Could never have dreamed it, right?
Yeah. With a white quarterback. A white.
But you know what's funny? That's the thing about the white quarterback thing is even the white quarterbacks coming out now are semi-mobile. They can at least, they're not solely stuck in the pocket. They can actually
kids
get out.
that grew up watching Mike Vick.
Mm-hmm. You gotta love it. Black quarterbacks influencing everything. Speaking of black quarterbacks, real quick, it's the era of the black quarterback, man, and it's great.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Soon as Breeze and Brady go, it's lit.
Deshaun, Russ had himself a game.
Ooh, that boy.
He did everything in his
tough.
Power.
Yeah,
and had no help.
Told y'all the most underrated player in the league.
Everything
he's not
in his power.
No, he's not the most underrated player in the league because he gets paid like the
No, I'm talking about from a respect level of like I know NFL players understand how good he is. He doesn't get respect from the fans.
He's married to Sierra, and Sierra's ex is Future. If Sierra dated anyone else, Russ would get more respect.
No, this was before he was with Sierra too. I don't think people understood just how much he means. Like if Russell Wilson were to go out for a season, they'd probably go like 1-15. Like he is that important to that team and that offense.
Russell Wilson, 32 of 50 with 406 yards, 2 TDs, and 51 rushing yards.
Goes forgetting about the 2 rushing.
Yeah, so he had he had 4 touchdowns in total, 2 in the air and 2 on the ground. And 0 in toes.
Yep. Mind you, he has no running backs because Chris Carson is you talk about Daniel Jones being a fumble. Dog, Chris Carson's, man. Fumble.
Yep.
Like, fumbleitis. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And his best wide receiver.
Chris Carson fumbles way too much.
He does. And then Tyler Lockett, no disrespect to him, but I mean, he's I don't think you would consider him a wide receiver 1 in terms of like what a lot of other quarterbacks have,
Bro,
but he's really solid.
He's a regular.
He's really
receiver.
solid.
He's a regular receiver. Same thing with Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin was never a wide receiver 1 for me, but he was very solid.
Yes.
Russ is a dude that Russ made good. You know.
Yeah, you just gotta. I mean, hey, remember they have DK, so we're gonna see what DK is gonna turn into.
He had some nice catches.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I just thought
he definitely does.
And we know he's a physical marvel. But yeah, like I guess I'm just hoping that it doesn't fall into the same thing that ended up with Aaron. But usually the Seahawks have a defense, so he's not that. But he's gonna need a run game. Like you gotta have something. So not even like it doesn't even need to be like good per se, but just something to keep him honest.
Yeah, I mean, because I know you guys both remember when they had Marshawn hit the play action. Dog, his play action and then just throwing it up top to Dougie Baldwin. Oh my gosh.
Oh, speaking of play action, Pat Mahomes' play action was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
The play action on the screen.
You're talking about when he
just kept the ball behind his leg.
Oh my goodness!
That handoff looked so legit, and then just kept the ball behind his leg and just acted like it stood up perfectly straight, like he handed the ball off.
Yep.
And then MVP I was like, bro,
the MVP is hits to lose and hits alone.
It's a bad man.
I've been saying. But anyhow, I think now that we've covered everything in terms of our teams and